There you go. Happy. Sorry. Did you hear what I was saying? Particularly, I can see what you guys are saying. You're just there on the screen, so can't hear me over the music. Right, I'll start again. All right. Sorry, I just wanted it to be festive, didn't I? Do you like my Christmas presents all hanging? I did this little reef like moments before I started streaming with you guys and before I started watching the premiere with you. I made this. I just was going to hang some baubles from the window, and then I had this like old reef from the other year, so I started hanging them from that. The music wasn't annoying, just really loud. It was on a really low though. I don't know how it was so loud. But anyway, forget it. I just wanted to set the Christmas scene, you know what I mean? Anyway, the 1500 point army list. So, what I've got will basically be 5 drops on the table, yeah? So, you might have noticed stuff over my shoulder. So, 1 drop is 1 unit of 2 Death Copters with twin big shooters and the big bomb, right? So their primary objective is to go and be annoying, right? Just go and annoy things. I've done a terrible job of the painting so far. Don't worry, I'll fix that. I went too heavy. I had actually done a load of really good Zenithal undercoating and stuff, and then I completely ruined it by putting much too thick a paint over the top. But that's drop number 1, 2 Death Copters, right? And then drop number 2 is the grots. So I just 1 grot, I'll just have him represent it. So that's drop number 2 is the grots. So they're the only thing that aren't in the vehicle. And then drop number 3 is the truck, and it's got the wrecking ball as well. And this big shooter on here is not the one that's going to go on there. That's just to remind Dread, you still got to make a big shooter because you've got like a little hatch on the roof. So I want to have like a nice mounted big shooter up there, but I just put that on there just to embarrass myself into remembering I need to do that. I made it so that you can take the wrecking ball off if you want, but I don't because I'm actually having it included. So that's the truck. So that's got a capacity of 12, right? And I'm sorry, I know a lot of you know this, but there's some people in the audience that don't know this. So like, that's got a transport capacity of 12 as the truck. So that's one of the drops. And then we've got 2 battle wagons, which have got a transport capacity each of 20. Right? So 1 battle wagon. Oh, boom. This one has got 3 big shooters, 2 there, 1 there. It's got cannon and lobber. So it can deliver some hurt and stuff, and it's a big pain in the bum, but it's delivering 20 units, right? And then we've got the 5th and final drop. I'll just be very careful how I pick this up. Whoa. Is the Cruiser Speed Freak Battle Wagon. Oh, Jesus. Cobwebs in this place, terrible. I did some more varnishing today, and it's got new cobwebs. Another transport capacity of 20. It's got Zap Gun, which has got I'm using where is it? I made the note of what it's called. Zag Zap. The custom job on that to make that basically a Zap Gun that don't miss. And that's got 2 big shooters there, magnetically held in there, so they come off. I had to change it up a little bit because it did have other weaponry on it before, but it couldn't have that. So we had to change it up a little bit. But yeah, that's the other battle wagon. So what's going inside those 2 battle wagons and the truck? Well, units wise, what I've done is I've got, as I said, 10 lots of grots, or actually 11 or 10, whatever, don't matter. Battle grots, they're useful as holding an objective and being backfilled. They're just, not, they're going to hold something while the rest of the army goes and annoys stuff. So I've got 10 tank busters, right? So the 10 tank busters, they can go in the truck or they can go in either of the battle wagons. And then I've got 2 lots of 10 boys, each led by a knob, and each containing a big shooter and a tank buster bomb. So each unit of 10 boys can either go into the truck or the battle wagons. And then I've got 2 units of mega knobs, one which has 5 mega knobs in, which mega knobs take a transport capacity of 2, so that equals 10 again. And then I've got another unit of 4, which will equal a transport capacity of 8, because I've also got my Warlord is in mega armor, so is a mega mech, so he takes up the other slot there, so that's another 5, which takes up a capacity of 10. So I can swap them around. I can either put all of the mega armor into one battle wagon, or divide the 2 5s and have 2 lots of mega armor coming at you, supported by boys, or supported with tank busters and boys, or put all the boys in one truck, or, you know, I can mix and match and play around. The other unit I have is the other HQ I have is a mech with custom force field. Standard mech with custom force field. He's actually sitting there right in front of the camera there. Now, I'll be able to actually make that bigger. Let me see what you guys are saying. Steve-O, great show earlier, mate. Good to see you back in the old school Dread format. Thank you very much, Steve-O. Glad to hear it. I had a bit of fun making that, as you can tell. Gary just... yeah. Dread, something to remember. Your mic is sensitive for voice spoken towards it. If you speak turning away from us, the mic barely picks it up. Okay, there is different settings on the back, so I can actually change that. I think that one's possibly going to be better. Yeah, I hadn't used this microphone for a long while, and it was not working well with the phone, and that was because the USB plug in the phone started going, so it stopped working well. I had this thing that plugged into the bottom of the phone, and then the USB of the mic could go into there. So it's a good job I got the PC now, because now I can actually use this, because I was getting annoyed thinking the microphone was actually... There was something wrong with this microphone, but there's not. It was the phone, thankfully. So, well, I say thankfully, that was an expensive phone, but thankfully I've now got a new setup that's going to work. So, what else is being said? Sound has been fine for me since he stopped the music. Right, that's good to know. Thank you. Voice sounds good to me. Good, right. Geargutz, it's more just made for you to be aware to pause when you turn to get stuff. Okay, alright, cool. It's all coming up on the screen. I hope the 2 feeds are coming up fine. So this is the do cam down here. I can actually make this picture bigger. So like I was saying, the army list. So we've got the 5 drops, the 3 vehicles, and the death copters and the grots. The mega mech and the mech have both got custom force fields. So they can protect the battle wagons or the truck, or, you know, protect the tank busters, or whatever, however I want to go about it. Yeah, I think it's actually a reasonably competitive list. I didn't mean it to be, it's just things I had. So I'm going to show you guys some of the boys I've been undercoating, and tonight I'm going to be doing some I'm going to do some dry brushing, some extra highlights on, and then I'm also going to be probably doing some recess washing. So the models are looking rather shiny, as you might be able to see. I'll make the screen bigger. Okay, so hopefully you can all see what I can see, which is that a lot larger. So they've all received today a varnish after I've undercoated them. So what I've done undercoat wise, let me just grab one example for you, 2 seconds there. So here's a guy who I've just done in the German red brown, which is my first undercoat colour, which is Vallejo, the surface primer. German red brown. So first of all, I'm going with that. Now the reason being is that I'm doing a zenithal undercoat, and red and brown are warmer than black and white, and cream is warmer than white. So because I'm doing orcs and I wanted a warmer green, I actually asked Vince Venturella. I said, look, I'm painting orcs, just mostly orcs, and I'm doing a lot of rust, I'm doing a lot of blah blah blah, and I was wondering, would it not be better to do something else rather than black up to white? And he said, yeah, do brown up to cream. So that's the first layer, and then the second layer was to mix in some desert tan, and I hope you guys are seeing all this properly on this camera. Can someone let me know that that's actually come up large, please, the whole of that screen? Yeah, it has. Okay, cool. So, yeah, then I was mixing in the desert tan, and what I was doing was to put in, say, 60% that, 40% that, and then maybe a couple of drops of aged white as well. And then on the next route round, I was going the other way around to 60% that, 40% that. And the first round was doing it sort of 45 degrees from the models, so at an angle sort of like here, and then from above with the lighter solution, concentrating it down on areas particularly that I knew were going to be very light. So yeah, that's one example. What else have we got? This grot here exemplifies it quite well, I suppose you could say. I'll bring them up to the camera a little bit more, so hopefully I've got the camera so it's focused down below. I didn't want it to keep auto-focusing, so I've got it set so it's actually focused down here. But yeah, it basically is going to pick out the shadows and the highlights, so that now that I've varnished it, I can just run my recess wash into the recesses, and it should slide in there quite nicely. It shouldn't sort of like pull around on the flatter surfaces. And when I now come to colour these in as such, I just use very thin glazes of colour, and that will use the under highlights and shadows. He hopes. Haha. So that's what I'm going to be playing around with tonight. Cracking on with those. Well, need to move that down there. Make that a little bit smaller. There we are. Yeah, the moving is a bit blurry, but the model's sitting clear. Yeah, that's because I've got that. Like I say, I've got that focused. I just didn't want it to be doing the auto-focusy thing. It's very annoying with my phone when that does that. So. Oh yeah, I should showcase the miniatures that are actually under there, shouldn't I? Right, hang on. Let me make that bigger again. I'll show you what I've got. So, okay, so other than the mech, let's move him out of the way. So, let's move the tank busters out of the way, and we'll get to them in a minute as well. Okay. So, the boys. We've got two knobs that are leading the boys. They've both got a similar theme. They've both got a similar banner. Both got goggles. They've both got a massive chainsword, which is their huge chopper. So they're just huge chopper knobs with sluggers. Alright, so they got goggles. These are all going to be like Speed Freak lads, so they're going to have a slight leaning towards Evil Sons. Move them out of the way. It's another one of the lads. He's got the mono wheel and a bionic arm. Another one of the running lads. Quite an actiony pose. Oops, Sorry about that noise there. Another running lad. This one's a bit wild. Savage mouth. Holding a pipe, a drain pipe. A spanner. Very cool. They've all got sort of goggles in this clan, or face coverings and that, because they're rushing out onto the trucks and that and getting right in the dust and the dirt and that. That's why I rather like some of the hardcore minis new stuff. They've got the very Mad Max style boys. Very expensive bits though, so I wouldn't mind reviewing them on the channel, getting my hands on them. This guy, he's got a bit of a big, I tried to trim it down. He's got one of the knobs choppers, but I just liked it because it was a chain weapon. So these guys have got a lot of chains and stuff. You see, this guy's got bionic leg. Don't really like this guy. It's not so great. He plays bionic arm as well. He's running though. That one's pretty cool. He's got some dog tags. Matrix dude. He's got some chains wrapped around his arm as well. He's pretty cool, like him. Some orcs turn out better than others, you know. Like, I don't really particularly like this one. He looks too scrunched up, you know. It's just some bits work better with things than others, you know. Well, there you go. This one I quite like. Here's another one I put together from Odd Bits. He's got a chain wrapped around him as well. This guy's got the tank buster bomb. My little strap on the back to hold that on. It's got a chainsaw wrapped around his fist with a chain holding it on. He's hardcore. He's looking around to see if there's anyone he missed. I've got this dude. He's a bit too armoured for this gang, really. But he's got the goggles and he's got a chain around his chest. He ain't got a shirt on. It's just he's got that Space Marine shoulder pad and a helmet, and yeah, no, he fits in. He fits in all right. Not bad. I'll paint him up all right to fit in. This guy with his shirt open, flung open. I've done this thing with these axes a few times where I've shortened them down just so they fit in with these lot. Another mono wheel guy. This guy's been on his mono wheel for a little while. He's developed a bit of a gut, but he still likes being in the speed freaks. He maybe don't get in the truck. He just bombs it alongside them, just like the other one. I think the other one, he only recently lost his legs though, because he's a bit more hench, he's a bit more muscly. So yeah. Then we've got this dude. He's got a bit of a naff conversion chainsaw from a slugger that I never really liked, but yo, it's there, it's done. Deal with it, you know. Sometimes you just got to suck it up and go, do you know, I'm just going to live with that. Might just move them guys out of the way. And then we got the two big shooters. So we got the classic big shooter. Well, I've changed it up a little bit, but not too much. His hand there is going to be on a piece of scenery. That's what is going to be going on there. So he's going to be like poking over a bit of scenery. And then the other one is this one. Hopefully, because I've done this centerfold highlighting, you're able to see the details on them a bit better. The shadows and highlights and whatnot. So what's people saying? Looking good, mate, says Essex Boys. G says nice bits and poses. Plastic Rat gonna have to paint the last few bits on Sunday. Haha, I've got him scared. He's gonna have to catch me up. Rivets, the pose is everything in my opinion. If you get that right, you can get away with all sorts. That's very true, mate. That's why I do spend a lot of time posing my guys, and sometimes they look a bit odd until I've actually got them finished, because I've got like an idea in mind of how they're going to be sort of jumping off of a base or something like that, you know. People don't see that. It's like this little grot here is not well balanced at all. He's just an ammo runt. But I've converted him up a little bit, so he's got a different head. Now he's actually going on the back of the battle wagon, and that's good. That crate's going to be being pulled away dynamically, but I just wanted to paint it separately. So before we do the tank busters, we'll do the grots, okay? So we've got one very standard. He's got a very freebootery look about him, so that's why he got included. So he's in. We've got this lad. He's in. Hello, dear son. This looks like he's making pizza. No, he don't. This lad is one of the old school ones. I've just bent his arms in a little bit more, so he's pointing his guns sort of closer in, keeping them closer to his chest. This lad, I converted up the pistol a little bit, gave it a big barrel. Put that guy on my Instagram, actually. He was on my Instagram, so he was. Just this guy, I've changed the gun. Just like to play around just that little bit, you know. This guy was a bit of a head conversion. I think the back of this head, the back of this head was flat, so I had to green stuff the back of a hood on. But I wanted to use that head because it's got like an eye patch on. It's a little bit piratey, and these sort of goblin hood things, night goblin hoods, I want to have a few in random sort of places because, you know, I've got a few of them. Now, if I'm going to use something, I like to spread it out a little bit. Got this dude. I think I changed the hair. I gave him hair, didn't I? He didn't have a hair piece, that one, so I gave him a hair piece. Just like to mess about just a little bit, you know. Simple conversions. That one's not been converted. That's an old school metal one. But simple conversions just make all the difference. Talking of old school. This one. Oh, I like this one. I'm really proud of this one, actually. There's so much character on that one. I trimmed off the spike on the top of the helmet, and I changed the pistol for a little plasma pistol. So much character, that one. Love it. And another old school metal one. So that's the grots. Move those out of the way. Now I'll show you the tank busters. They're the juicy bit. I'm only having 10 of these, so a couple of these ain't going to count, unfortunately. Because I've got a few too many here. So I've got this guy. Now he's been painted different to the others. He's been painted just the same way as I do all my other metal stuff, all my armour. So my mega knobs and my vehicles have been done the same way as this. So it's still using the same sort of darker underneath to lighter on the top sort of technique, but it's using just browns rather than any creams because it wants to look like rust more so. Whereas with the creams on the skin, it's, you know, for lighter skin tones, and it's a redder sort of colour because, you know, it will look more natural, I think, I hope. So he's one of them anyway. I should actually leave him down. Sorry, I'm going to have to clear my throat. Hang on. There you go. You didn't even notice because I paused the microphone. Right, so then there's this dude. You're next, Buster. I'm going to kill you. Yeah, I like that one. Cool posing. Then we got this dude. I'm quite proud of this one too. He's burying a tank bust of mine. And he's got his rocket backpack, so he's sorted. He's got his rockets too, it counts. But he's burying his tank bust of mine. So that's going to be fun when I base that one as well. That'd be a fun one to do. Then I've got this dude. He's crazy. He's mad. I think I did this one. Yeah, this is the one I did on Scarnia's stream the other week. It was one of the ones I built then. So yeah, got him painted up. He's crazy. And he's using a body from the green one that's actually got Tank Buster track on the shoulder pad. It's very cool. Then there's this dude. He's sort of the Terminator. I changed up the tube on that for a bit of wire, see? Just change it up a little bit. I like to change the rockets on these things too. Oops. Those two dudes should stand up. Yeah, they do. Go on. Then we've got this dude. He's wanting to load another rocket round onto his thing. He's got a heavy backpack on. He's got one of the old commando backpacks on. And we've got this dude. He's got some cool goggles. He's got the underslung rockets. Tank Buster bomb. Backpack ready to go. Yeah. I actually had to... This jacket's got these little dags and stuff on it, so I had to do a replica of that in green stuff and plasticade on the other sleeve myself. So hopefully I can tie that in with my painting. I've got this old metal rocket dude, which I've green stuffed some goggles onto. Some binocular goggles. I've got this dude who's got a pretty naff, to be honest. I mean, it was a noble idea. See, it's like a rocket grenade launcher sort of thing. But there's no way that those rockets in that backpack, that's the standard rockets backpack, would fit in that thing. So it's a bit, and you know the green stuff muscle and all that good on that guy. But yeah, he makes the team. Why not? He's going to get included. And this guy with a massive dong of a rocket. Look at that. He's a bit crazy. So yeah, that's the Tank Busters. And I've got a couple of heads for the Mega Knobs. I'll show you the Mega Knobs quickly. Oh, let me move the Tank Busters out of the way. Right, so the Mega Knobs. So there's a couple of jaws missing and a couple of heads missing because they're going to be done separately. All the arms are magnetic, all the connections are magnetic, except for this arm here. Don't come off on this guy as it goes because it's a cool saw arm. Just really awesome. He's a freebooter head on him. He's got he's got a scorcher there. So I've got 2 scorchers in one squad. Two with normal shooters. And one with the spinning blades. Double kill saws. So that's the unit of 5. Kitty. Let me see if I can move them up out. So they're in shot, but they're out of shot, sort of out of the way. 4, 5. There we are. That works. Then we've got the other kill saws guy in the unit of 4, cromlech ones. Standard shooter guy. Another standard shooter guy. The scorcher guy, and then that's that unit. But then, because that's only taking transport 8 and that's taking transport 10, we've got the mega armoured mech, and his magnet has come out of his hand, but basically he's probably going to have that claw there. So yeah, that's the boys. Move them out of the way again. Oops. Their arms are all magnetic, like I say, so I can swap them around, I can change them. No big deal. Just sometimes the magnets fall out, but yeah, that's just one of those things. Let's shrink that down again. Let's get that out. Woohoo! Back again. What's everyone saying? So, Gary has printed up a load of Geargutz tank busters last month. Even got them based and painted. Nice one, Gary. I'll have to check them out, mate. And send me some pictures. Oh, that's gone a bit cold. Should have got on that a bit quicker. Gotta love the Mega Knobs rivets, that's right. And see, if I split them 2 units, I can put them together in one of the battle wagons and deliver a whole painful big unit. But I want to divide fire, don't I? And see, the thing is, I think with Orks and, well, something I learnt a long time ago in 40k, and I don't know if it still applies or what, but I was always told, if you like it, have 2. So I want a battle wagon and a bunch of Mega Knobs, because that's what I want to hit someone with, something really heavy, you know, like a real fucking boof. And I think a battle wagon filled with Mega Knobs sort of exemplifies that, you know, and some boys to back them up. But I think if you put all your Mega Knobs in one basket, it's going to get blown off the table. And if I've got 2 battle wagons, that's 2 things for people to shoot at. They're probably going to maybe get one of them down, and maybe the guys will pile out. But the other one's probably going to get there and really hurt. And then they've got their 2 death copters harassing them and being annoying to deal with, and dropping their big bombs. And then you've got the truck with the tank busters shooting them up. So that, you know, they want to deal with the tank busters in the truck because they're a threat. They keep shooting and they keep hurting, and they're protected with their mech maybe, you know. So bit of an issue. Deal with the tank busters, or don't deal with the tank busters and deal with the 2 battle wagons coming at you. That's what I'm thinking. It's just overwhelming them with not knowing what to do. What will I attack? As Dread just goes, "Rah!" That's what I'm thinking. That's as far as, you know, my battle plan went. You know, I was just like, I want to do it orky, so I just want to come at you like a ton of bricks, you know. Drink faster, says Brack. Well, I'm sorry. I was having a chit chat when I was showing you stuff. Jeez, man. What is it with you Aussies tonight? Are you picking on Dread? Oh. Giant squig off. I wish I had some Mega Knob, says Disson. Oh, you should get printing some, or have a look on the Geargutz mekshop. He's got some good Mega Knobs. I'm really looking forward to getting the printer going. So basically, with my army, there's one other thing I need to do, which is base them. So some of you might know I've got a secret project with one of the guys who's in the house right now, Mr. Gary Hauser. We're working on a project together where we're making cool orky bases that fit all your other bases into. So with an example of, let's get a little grot dude and let's get this dude. I'll show you on the big camera, see, it's probably easier. So all your little ones, I'll come in closer to you. So all your little bases can fit into these, and you can have little spaces to go underneath to bring them up to the level. But all of the bases will have the same thickness around them, which makes them easy to pick up and move without having to keep touching the model. But this around the edge, these armour panels around the edge, I don't know if you can make them out. The armour panels around the edge, they're just the right size for the Ork transfer sheets. So a lot of them glyphs and stuff, if you don't want to paint your own glyphs and stuff on, or you just want to leave them blank, or it's just rusty panels, you can. But you can also put those decals on there as markings for your clans to make it easy for you to pick out what clan it is. And then I've got this one, like, see, some of them fit straight in and sort of come up to the level. That's a decorative base, so it comes sort of up to the level as it is. But this way, people aren't picking up by the model. You know, they're picking up by the base instead, and you can move them around by the base. Or this side is easier for you to see, innit? So you can actually move it around by the base rather than by the model. So I want to get a few more printed up to do these guys, because I've only got a few because I sent a few away to be cast, but they're just taking a while. There's another story. Yeah, I'm just... There's a bigger one, see? Looks... Oh, I keep going the wrong side, don't I? There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, I just want to do enough to do the army on and paint the army up on as well. And this should be a fairly easy print project. And I know Gary will help me anyway, but we'll have to sit on Discord one of the days and sort it out after Christmas there. I'm sure you won't mind, will you, mate? And we'll do something like that. So, yeah, that's the army list. Who's doing what? Yeah, also going to do custom inserts for the bases in DD Doody and some custom decal bits and bobs as well. Got all sorts of ideas and plans, some nice texture toppers and stuff like this. What I want to do is how Dread is going to incorporate 3D printing into Dread's own hobby and products is that I'm going to say, for example, with the base toppers. Now, you do get these, like I said, these really nicely detailed bases from lots of different suppliers and whatnot. They tend to be quite expensive and they've got great details on them, like the pipe works and stuff, but they come to an abrupt end at the edge of the base and stuff, and it's fine, but it just don't fit what I want to do. You know, I'm going to add my own texture to that, and I know people are going to add their own dirt and grasses and stuff like that as well, but if they're going down that route. But what I wanted to do is actually design some elements on the 3D printer, print out a basic shape and textures and things like this, but then go in and do some green stuff in and add things that I've made out of plasticard and stuff like that, and then cast that, because as much as 3D printing is really cool and I do like it, I feel like everything these days, including everything from GW, including everything out there, all of it, it's all for the last 10-15 years. It's you can see that we're of the age of digital design, you know, like there's something lost, and that's I understand that's why a lot of people like second edition and they like a lot of old Hammer, which I'm not so much into old Hammer Orks. I'm really into a sort of Mad Max sort of feel, you know, so I'm going for kind of realism with a bit of tongue-in-the-cheek humour, you know, like I do want there to be a bit of Orky humour in my Orks, but I don't want it to be cartoony humour right in your face. I enjoy that aspect of Orks, I really do. To me that's, you know, the comic book side of Orks, but it's not what my models are going to be. My models are trying to be a little bit more realism with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek humour, you know. So yeah, lost my train of thought again. What are we saying? Get on the Blood Bowl hype train, says G. Do you know what? Actually, guys, I do. I've got to tell you already what one of the videos is going to be. So next time, Dread Wargaming show this time around was, as you might have noticed, a little bit technology focused. It was the Gubbins episode. That's what I sort of blueprinted it as anyway. It's the Gubbins episode because Dread needed a PC. You all knew I needed the PC. Finally got it, so I thought I'll show you me putting the PC together, and I'll talk about what tech I've got, what tech I use, review some of the new tech that I've picked up and stuff like that. So we're on the level on that side of things, so I thought it'd be a sort of tech-based episode. And if I did have the puppets, then it would have been, you know, the gubbin of the day would have been, I mean, the glyph of the day would have been gubbins. The puppets, unfortunately, the person that was doing the puppets got so far as getting the grot done, didn't get the orc done, and then couldn't do it anymore. So I'm still going to do it, and myself and my partner have been looking into. She's been great actually. She contacted, as soon as I said to her that it was bothering me, she looked up loads of people, contacted some people and all the rest, but it's still going to happen. Just don't know when. But now I'm more determined, and I've realised that I need to hash out my ideas much more clearly for someone and be prepared to spend money. Because if I'm prepared to spend money, then at least I'm locking someone in contractually as well, and I can sort of dictate what I want a little bit more. But I know I'm determined to do it now, which before it was a good idea, whereas now I've got scripts and ideas, and yeah, it's going to be like Sesame Street. It's going to be great. It'll be really good fun, definitely. And I'm going to do some animation as well and some stop motion, and the channel's going to become a whole lot of entertainment fun. I know the first episode was a little bit boring because it was just tech and stuff, but that's fine. The next episode, what I was telling you, in the next episode, I am going to be actually playing Dawn of War for the first time ever. I've never played Dawn of War, and I went on Discord the other week, caught up with some of the guys, and they were playing Dawn of War. And I didn't want to watch it for too long because I was just like, oh my god, I loved the look of the stuff. So I was like, oh gee, I'm just going to step away from this, download it, see you later guys, I'm going to record me playing this for the first time. So I've saved it, I've been working on other things, so like I'm going to play that, I've downloaded it, it's ready there to go, and I'm going to have a go at playing that and playing with the cameras so that it's recording the screen and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that'll be probably in the next Dread Wargaming show. It'll be me playing Dawn of War for the first time ever. So my first impressions and everything like that. And seeing if I'm any good, probably not, because I'm not great at those sorts of games, I suppose. Mind you, I was always brilliant at Age of Empires. Age of Empires was the game I was the best at. I'm really good at Rome Total War, although I didn't get Warhammer Total War when it was on the Black Friday sale. I should have picked it up, but I just didn't have the money spare. I wanted other things, so yeah, didn't have the money to spare. But yeah, it will come around again. I'll get it cheap again at some point. So, and then you'll get to see me playing that as well. Yeah, what's people saying now then? Class idea. Get on the Blood Bowl hype train. I saw that. Like the aesthetic of your army, Dread, similar to mine. G says the army looks killer. What you planning? Domination. Awesome. Probably bring in some people. Well, yeah. I can't remember what the other guys have got in their army list now. It's probably because it don't really bother me. No, it'd be nice to see. I know, obviously, Scar's got lots of blood axes and custom banners and stuff like that, and I do like troop armies like that. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him, but I'm not really fussed about what he's bringing on the gaming side of things. Don't really bother me. It's just things that I can drive over. And then what's Steve-O bringing? Oh, he's got a load of cans and dreads. Clumsy little things, really. They're good, but there's that gun and the cannon and the lobber and tank busters and mega knobs. Rip through that, no trouble. Dim's got, what's he got? Lots of grots, lots of mech guns. He can only take out one or two. Something's getting through. And it's going to work when it does. That's him game over as soon as it gets there, because they're only grots. So, yeah. Victory Dread. Except Dread is so bad at learning rules, I haven't played a game yet either. So, I'm looking forward to it, actually, because Steve-O was telling me that he's had a few really good games of 9th, and I've heard that from a few people. So, I'm actually looking forward to having a go. And getting your army painted, it gets you more infused for the game, you know. It's been too long since I had this sort of enthusiasm for it all again, and I have, so I'm glad of it. So, yeah, that's why I'm getting on with the painting. See, that's the job now. So, I don't know how long you guys want to hang around with me tonight. How many's in? Can't even see that. Doesn't even tell me. What we've got going on. That's all old. I've got like a mini feed up here that's like from hours ago. What's this all about? Hey? Months ago. days ago, 18 hours ago. What's going on with this mini feed? That's a bit of a naff mini feed, eh? Don't need that. Don't tell me anything I need to know. I'm losing my voice. I've been shouting at the screen too much. This one says, enjoy Dawn of War. It's a good one. I am looking forward to it, man. I all those years ago when other people had PCs and I heard about it, and then obviously like it brought so many. It was back in the Waaagh days, the Waaagh forum days, and I was on there, and loads of new people came to Orks because of Dawn of War, and I remember that, and I remember this influx and everyone saying how good it was, and I saw people using memes from it and pictures from it and hearing little bits of the voices from it and stuff and thinking, oh, cool. But yeah, I mean, what I want to do is, if the buildings look cool on it, I'm going to have a go at building some of the buildings from it, you know, as terrain. That'd be a cool thing to do. Rivets needs a 6-second cartoon with sound. Dude, I'll tell you what, right? That 2-minute cartoon I did, that took me 2 days. 2 days! And it was someone else did all the drawing, someone else's comic strip. All I did was take several of those comic strips and broke them all down and then did voices for each one. And yeah, it was quite a fiddle actually, using my phone doing that. And doing a second one is going to be a bugger if I want to do it, because that video is doing very well. I've never had a video like it. Like all the other top videos that I've got are in the 5,000s at the most. That one's at 25,000 and it's still climbing. And only last weekend it was on 21,000, so it's climbing fast. And YouTube, the gits, had decided in their wisdom to turn off my monetization for ages, and I had to go and turn it back on. So they were actually getting the money for that for ages. And also, there's something I should warn people about. Now, copyright-free music, royalty-free music. I actually used some music for that particular episode, and I did that right back in February, that episode, and it had no major interest above most of you hardcore members of the community. Like there was like 300 views, maybe 400 views, and that was all the way from February up to sort of beginning of October. And it wasn't doing anything, and I had no copyright warning on it, nothing. And then I made the episode that you saw tonight, and the episode that you saw tonight, I uploaded it with that same track in it at that bit when I was doing the top 5 bit. The reason that there was that other chilled out music that someone was saying that was making them want to get a cocktail, that music, the beachy stuff, that went in at the last minute because the music I had in there was this cartoon background music. But when I loaded it up on YouTube, it got a copyright mark. So I was like, what's going on with that? So I was like, that's weird. Why is that coming up all of a sudden? Because I know that was a royalty-free track. So when I looked into it, turned out obviously the other thing it was in was that video. Looked at that video, and yeah, that video was suddenly, since October, just shot up in popularity. And these people, I think, what is happening is some kind of a piracy, fraudy type of thing, where there are people out there that make music, stick it on as royalty-free on these websites that say royalty-free, and they put it out there, and then creators will go off and use it. And then after a year or whatever, they go and they check and see if they've got any videos, because you can do a scan. If you've got music out there, you can do a scan and see where your tracks are. They're finding where their tracks are, and if they've got any of their tracks out there that are on videos that are succeeding and doing well, they can just make it a copyright track all of a sudden, change the copyright law on it, and then report it to YouTube, and YouTube always take their side on it. So they always straight away divert the funds over to these people. So they were getting the funds for my video for ages, which is a real annoyance. So yeah, I had to argue that, and yeah, just think people should be aware. Just don't don't use anything unless you know it's from somewhere really trusted. So thankfully, the other war bosses said to me, look, check out the music that's actually in the YouTube studio, which when I was using my phone, I don't think that was available at all. But now I'm on the PC, I found it, and I found some really good tracks on there, actually. They were right, there's some good stuff on there, so I can use that, hopefully, and I shouldn't have any more problems. It's a nightmare, though. It's a right minefield. It's really unfair that the first person to lose out is always the creator. Yeah. Anyway. I'm going to cough, so I'm going to pause the microphone. I've got a few musicians I know that might be willing to do some free music. I'll check with them. Nice one, Gary. Nice. Yeah, I've got actually a guy that I live with, but I don't want to hassle him too much. Like he made me some tracks before. And we've got Nav as well. I don't like hassling people too much. Like, it's nice when people do things, and I really do appreciate it, and I use it, but I don't want to put on people either too much. I mean, I put on people too much as it is. I've been told that too much, so I'm trying to avoid doing it, don't I? So, oh, that camera's gone a bit skew with, isn't it? That's better. No, it's falling. That's alright, I'll do that, it's fine. So I'm really chuffed with myself. I've actually got a desk down camera, finally. It'd be really cool for doing the hangouts with Scar and stuff. Being able to do some work and some chat. I wish I had a new subscriber today, though, because I need, like, I think you guys can see the two screen thing. I want to see if that works, because when I did this streaming before and I had new subscribers or super chats or anything like that, it was on the screen, and there was also the chat in weird small text. I don't know if that's happening either. I don't think it is, and that's a shame. I'd like to get that fixed. But anyway, at least the cameras are working and the sound, seemingly, so we're on some kind of a win. Right, I've actually got myself some little pots here. I'm going to go for a little bit of dry brushing, and then I'm going to go for some recess washing. So without further ado, he starts mixing up some paint. Good gosh, there's a lot of dust in there. All the better to mix into the paint, eh? I'll give that a good clean out there. It's a bit grubby. My good mate over here, it's like a brother to me. He's awesome. He's the one that cut the cupboard, trimmed it down for me. Simon, he's a carpenter. The cupboard underneath, I don't know if any of you remember me telling you, about a year ago, got really mouldy under there. The wood had started rotting and that, so he replaced all the wood under there for me and built it out again. It's already gone mouldy again and it's fallen apart and gone all mank down there. So, this place, I tell ya. So it's no wonder these things get dirty. It's been stored down there. Right, that's better. Waaagh indeed, says Velgar. What are we wiring? So I'm using some Desert Tan from Vallejo. It's still a surface primer as it goes. Get some of that in there. That's going to be plenty. I'm not using the wet palette tonight. I haven't found, well, I do know where it is. I just not bothering with that right now. I will maybe put 1 drop of the German red brown in. Mix that up and see how it looks. Put some thinner. Just a stirring brush. Why does GW always be the sacrificial brush? stirring that up. Sorry guys, I'm not actually putting that where you can see it at all. Where you can't see it, it's too bright anyway. Stirring up some paint. Bear with me, I'm going to do some dry brushing with you. That's a nice warm cream. Where's my water there? I'll just put a wee squirt of the aged white in there as well. Why not? Vallejo Desert Tan is top stuff, says Rivets. He is right, mate. You're right. A couple of drops of that. I'll tell you what, a little bit of my distilled water too, eh? That's a good thing to thin with. I keep using acrylic thinner, but I've got that. But mind you, the acrylic thinner will help it dry quicker, won't it? So when I'm dry brushing, it'll be going on there nice. That's looking good. That's looking good. This is only going to be for the ultra highlights and stuff, and a little bit more on the muscles and stuff, because it's more of a yellowy. Well, basically, what I've mixed up there, don't half look like what you get from your girl's makeup. It looks exactly like a skin tone. It basically looks exactly like skin tone. Yeah. In one of those recessy things. Right, so dry brush. What are we going to go with? Cheap old makeup brush or something. It's got some purple on it now. I think that might work alright actually. Very light dusting. Yeah. We'll give it a whirl. I've got this El Cheapio makeup style brush. I'm going to need a lot more of that. Right, so I'm sure most of you guys know, but there might be, as I say, some new people. With dry brushing, the principle is you're going to get some paint onto your brush, get it into the bristles, not right up into the bloody tops like I just did, and then you're going to rub that off on paper, get rid of it, almost all of it. It depends how much you want to get off as to what kind of a dry brush you're doing, but and then you'll get your miniature and you're going to brush downwards and just pick out some highlights with it. And this might not be a good brush, we'll soon find out. It's too wet, that's what that is. Way too wet. That's alright. It's got the highlight where we want it anyway. But that's what you're doing. You're just adding some highlight. And anyway, this is the great thing about undershading. Like, you don't have to be undershading and doing the pre-highlights. You ain't got to be as fussy. And because I've actually I've varnished these. If I do cock up to a point that I don't like it, I can just take that paint back off. So, you know, no hardship. So, let's get another boy. This one here. What are people saying? How can we get a War Boss t-shirt, please? Says Rivets. I am now I'm back on the game. Back on the game. I am definitely going to start supplying some merch. Don't worry, man. I'm on it. I know I wasn't before. I know I said we would be, but I certainly will be. Look to the new year, mate, and there'll be, in the new year, there'll be all sorts. I'm committing. I'm committing to my channel. It's just going to be much more the way I want it to be, rather than the way I think other people want it to be in that from now on. That's all. I'm going to do things Dread's way. But now I've got this PC, I can do the shows like I wanted to do. Like I always want to do it like that, and then I can split things off from that. So the parts of that show that you saw tonight will be released individually as individual episodes, so that like people looking to search for a particular subject can find that subject and just watch a video on that thing. It's just that someone that watches the show gets to see everything all together and all the in between bits. So you'll get used to it. After a while, you'll get used to the format. You'll start to get used to. Okay, you'll either like watching the whole show, or you'll like watching just the smaller videos. There will be some smaller videos that don't make it into the Dread Wargaming show. There'll be more focused things like third-party focuses, and some of my builds would make it in, some of them won't. Depends what sort. If it's an instructional thing, maybe not. All depends, you know. So he's already got some pretty good highlights on him. Funny. Sorry, I've gone quiet on you, haven't I? See you later, Scar. Good night, mate. I'm probably going to have to let you guys go before long, because no one wants to probably sit and watch me dry brushing. Just wanted to give you guys a chance to chat after the show. Give this a go at the old live stream again, see if it worked. Glad it does with the two cameras. Let's try. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself tonight anyway. I was actually a bit nervous about the whole thing. There you go. It was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys did. G says, yeah, it's been great. Well, I'm glad you think so, G, mate. It's you guys, the regulars that I'm, hoping are going to enjoy it the most, of course. It's you I'm aiming to please. I hope you like what I do, because I am aiming to please myself a little bit more of it. So if what I do pleases you, then I'm happy, because that's win-win. New people will come to it or they won't. Nice reef. I did that moments before the show, mate. Moments before the show. Thanks for noticing. I just wanted to put some baubles up for you guys and some little Christmas presents hanging up and a little Christmas tree. See, just wanted to have a little bit of a theme for you. It is a Christmas week, innit, I'm really excited. We've got a War Boss special coming out on Christmas Day. So, yeah, if you do find yourself at a loose end, tune into that. It's a Christmas one. We're actually talking about Christmas and what we've got, what we're hoping to get. Yeah, it's fun. We actually enjoyed that one. It was a good fun episode. It was an actual joy to make that one. It really was. I did enjoy it. I had a real positive feeling coming away from it. It's part of why I continued on this week and got on with doing my stuff. It's really important to have a good network of buddies. Well, it's not really important, but God, it's important to me. It makes a big difference. The guys really have helped me get myself together and get this show on the road again. Most of you guys are watching a part of that too, because you're the more dedicated members of the community. I dare say most of you have contributed something towards this PC as well. So thank you. Oh, how about the art in the community showcase? Told you the community showcase was one to watch. Some cool stuff there, huh? Dread September. Too right. It is now. He's back. We'll have no other talk. None of this December rubbish. The art was great, says G. I'm glad you liked it, mate. I love introducing people to stuff like that, because I'm a real fan of that sort of thing myself. I really, like, for me, the hobby is multifaceted, and there's some bits I really enjoy that I sometimes wonder if other people do too. And I know a lot of people do, but I know a lot of people don't know all the different sources. And like, I'm terrible. Like, I love it when someone points stuff out to me. I'm always glad of it, to find out about things. And Pinterest used to be a great one for me back in the old days, but I haven't used it for years. Instagram now is the one I use. I'm not a good active member of Instagram, but I do go on there and be scrolling a lot, just looking at what people are doing Orks wise, and I just bash on the like button. That's about it. That's all I really do on there. But I show support to other people in the hobby. I'm not really putting much content on there myself or asking much from people myself. I just go on there to be a fan of other people, really. And I like it. There's a lot of really inspiring stuff. So yeah, I like things like that. And the artists that I shared, they were people that I found on Instagram. So I thought I'd share them with you. I've got more up my sleeve. I've got more people to be sharing with us, some more fantastic artists and stuff. Yeah. If you're into that, which I think it sounds like you are, I'm going to share more of that sort of stuff with you, because it's my bag too. I love all that. Also, I want to start doing a thing about lore, and actually in some way having some kind of competition with lore, when people actually like sending in some lore that they've written that's decent and stuff like that, and Dread reading it out and giving it some airtime, because that's a part of the hobby that doesn't get much attention, although it is really fun and really nice and enjoyable. And I think I could just read some people's lore, do like a sit in a corner, sit by the little fire, and just read some of the lore that some people have written. Could be fun, could be nice. Story time with Dread. Get all these ideas, don't I? Sorry, you guys can't even see on that camera under there, because I haven't got it under there, have I? But you get the idea. I'm just adding some dry brush light highlights to these dudes. Probably done that a bit sloppy, really, to be fair. I've rushed it and done it a bit sloppy, and it's probably ruined some of my... that's really thin as well. Yeah, it's ruining my... if I ain't careful, it's ruining some of my shadowing. It's alright though, I'm going to do some getting in on those shadows in a moment. It's all good, it's all good. It's all goody gumdrops. This is only pre-shading, pre-highlighting. I can always go and reinforce it later when I'm actually putting the colours on if I need to. This is just to give me the edge when I'm starting out. Don't have to work so hard later. That's the plan. It's a bit wet, don't really like that. I do. that'll do. Right, okay, I'm done with that. No more of that. Boom, buddy, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I could do with a drink. What's going on? You still on? I am still on. Dread has got to have a battle with the big mech Mel with COVID when COVID comes down. Yes, mate, I would love to do that, very much so. That'd be awesome. I think the two of us on screen would be madness. You've definitely got energy, man, and I love it. I appreciate your energy. I really do enjoy your show. It's one of them that I put on and I'm like, yes, another me, another mad bastard. Love it. Love it. Definitely. So, let's let that set. And then I'm going to get some washes, some recess washing. So what I'm thinking, recess washes. I've poured out way too much of that paint as per usual. And I ain't going to use it again. I will actually just quickly dry brush some Mega Knobs heads, faces. That's what I will do. Because then that's that paint completely used up. So who's got the luck? Have you got any skin? You have got some skin. Let's give you some highlights. No. I'll do it with a more detailed dry brush. Not liking that. See, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's right. I know it's going to be fine. See, I'm thinking now, oh, you did a bit of a naff job of some of that. But it's alright. It's no biggie. I'll fix that. No winner ever thought of himself as a loser, as they say. I don't know if they say that at all. I just made that up. But I was just thinking there. If I don't believe in myself as a winner, I won't be a winner, will I? So I believe I'm going to be painting these like a pro champion. And I give all of those pro level 10s a look out from down at somewhere about 7. But it's fine. As long as I think I'm going to achieve 11, I'll hit 7. That's the Cockney way. Right. Oh, my leg. Oh, Jesus. Oh, too much sitting in this chair. Jeez. Oh, stretch my leg now. Sorry. 2 seconds. Oh, jeez. What's going on up? Right, so Dread is certainly going to have to. How far in are we? Who knows? If I move that out of the way. Why is this not running properly for me? Oh, I'm an hour and 27 minutes in. Not too bad. Yeah, so we'll call it quits at an hour and a half then, shall we? 3 minutes left, so I've got a bit of time to read over your comments and see what's being said. The two different artists on Instagram there are Zari Art and Galapalo, and they're both in the they're both written there in the description. So just go on Instagram and just copy that over. And it's weird. Instagram's a bit of an odd one. It doesn't happen on desktop. It's just a phone app. It's a weird one. It's such a good thing as well. I don't know why it's not on desktop. It's weird. Cool. I'm parched. I need a cup of tea. It's all the talking. What's that then? Shouldn't have notifications coming through. Sorry about that. What up, Dread? Rivermouth. God, you're late. I'm literally about to ring off in a couple of moments. So you are really coming at the end of it, my friend. You really are. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Essex boys. Nice one. And thank you, G. Thanks, Rivets. Thanks to everybody, Dave, everyone that's been in, and all the others that were in earlier on. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to have a Dread Waaagh gaming show every month. That's what I'm going to do. Stick that out every month. My members get to see stuff early because, like I said, it's made of segments. So I shared the segment with the spray booth with the members, so they got to see that and see the funny bit in that before everybody else, and just let me know what they think. So that's what members get. They get early access to that sort of thing, and I've been letting my members down for a little while. So yeah, I thought this way I can actually produce material that is searchable, also produce the show, which is what I want to do, is have a show, but also have material that people can later find if they want to, and also a way to reward members. And I've got merch coming, gonna be on that in the new year, don't worry, and there will be discounts for members for that as well. So looking forward to all the things that are coming in the new year. Me certainly putting more effort into this channel is one of them, especially now I'm all set up. So where are we? We're on time, we're on cue. I think it's about time we said goodnight. So Galapalo, yeah, that's right. Been a top stream and chat. Thank you all. Big love to all. Back at you, Rivets man. And back at you, Rivets man, from me too. Thank you very much. Thanks for being there all night with us. And yeah, I've got so much of other people's YouTube to watch, to catch up on too, because I've been a bit behind on a lot of it. I'm sure some of you know reasons, but we'll talk about that another time. Alright? Dread says, "'Nuff said."